Hey, hello everyone. Just to tell you, I'm sorry about that. Like, I'm kind of late right now. I'm just having like crazy issues with my computer. Seems like he's like stalling and freezing. So I just want to resolve that before I go online, just to be sure I'm not like taking too much of your time. So I apologize for that. So hello everyone. I'm back. Oh, I see that my cam is like slightly okay. Now you don't. Now you can see the whole face, not just like the nose and the eyes. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I was quite busy in the last weeks, so that's why most of my streams were like postponed. But now I'm back, so I'll try to be constructive tonight to catch up with everything that I missed. What the hell is going on? Okay. I think my brush just went crazy because right now I'm trying to sculpt like to you know, bring out the forms, and it seems like it's pushing in with alt, and it's still pushing in. I'm in Z add, not Z sub. What? Is it working now? No. Come on, this is crazy. Uh, Sorry about that. I think I'll need to restart ZBrush because for some reason, yeah. I had, like, just before I launch it, like I had this error about the tablet service, and I did like a restart. You know, I don't know if you guys like ever had that. Like, basically, just when you start ZBrush, it tells you like, you know, you got like a no tablet service. Like, it's like some kind of bug with the driver of the Wacom, and yeah, I had that. And usually, what you do is like you just go to well, right now it's in French, but basically you go to services, and then you go down to W Tablet Service Pro, and you just click stop or restart. I'm not sure what's how it's written in English, but yeah, it's no, I'm so not used to work with Windows in French, but yeah, I just did like a kind of a stupid mistake by reinstalling Windows, and I got it in French, and since then I guess I was like too lazy to switch it up. Well, I've tried, but yeah, for some reason like it wouldn't work. So yeah, it's not a big deal for me as long as the apps are still in English. It's all right. So I hope everyone is going well. What am am I doing? Okay. So let's try that again. Delete. Oh yeah. Now it works. One other thing that I got used to do, like in the latest weeks, was I would now like I work almost like all the time in solo, like more specifically when I'm like projecting something. I found it like that's a new thing that I just found out, and I think that's just great. Like I'm just gonna show you quickly because I think it's awesome, and if it can help you guys, I think it would be awesome. Yeah, let's just say like, you know, I got like this crazy shape, and then I got this shape. Just gonna remove the mask, and I want to project this on to this, and you know, of course, usually it's something like that. You know, when you do your projection, and you know, you could always like it's a really small trick. You know, I don't think that's gonna be a game changer or something that you'll remember for years. But I'll just lower the subdivisions and do a duplicate once more because I don't want to ruin my original. Yeah, so basically, you know, you would actually go over here, set the distance, and then do like a project all, and it would do like something like that, and then you would need like to go back. That's how I used to do it. You know, like I was like, you know, looking around. Okay, the projection looks good. Oh, not really. Or like over there needs to be. So I would like reactivate the thing and then go back to project all, or you know, depending. Like sometimes I would just like mask out like a part and then do a project all only on that section. And I don't know, like it feels like it's kind of annoying, like doing all that back and forth. And you know, like that's one of the things. Like now, one of the things that I do, I just go like in solo, and still, you know, I got, you know, the projected mesh, and then I activate the one I want to project onto. So I'm just gonna raise up like the subdivisions, just so we'll see like better. And yeah, basically I just do my project all. And what's cool about it is just that I will see like the result right now, like because like when I do my project all, you still know that, you know, this one is activated, but at least you don't need to go like to do that back and forth all the time. So I just find it like you know, that saves me like quite a bit of time, and I just feel like it's more efficient in my pipeline. So yeah, if it can, you know, help you out, it's a really tiny trick, but I find it like useful, and I don't believe like seeing like any artists are there doing it like with the solo. I mean solo. I mean it goes you know, with this like it isolates your mesh. So you know, I know that there's like probably many people that just use it just to go faster, but yeah, like to use it with project all, I think that's that can be nice. So what's up in the chat? Oh, good morning from Thailand. Oh, that's so cool. Thailand, I always loved that country. I used to do like Muay Thai for like 4 years, and yeah, and I was like training with fighters and all. Like I really like I had like a blast doing that. I kind of miss it since I moved to Quebec City. Like good gyms for Muay Thai are pretty rare or far away. So yeah, I hope someday I will go back to martial arts and just do and yeah, like I wouldn't mind trying jiu-jitsu or anything like that. So what am I doing now? That's one of the things, you know, once my sketch is going well, usually I'll just extract the piece I want to clean up, which is this guy. And then I will go like this. I will try like to just to we'll just try like to center it, because I want to do a symmetry on it, and I want to ZRemesh it. Right now we'll see what the ZRemesh does, but yeah, sometimes, you know, depending on how aggressive the ZRemesh is, like I might go to 3D Max with the Gozi and just do like a quick retopology on top of that, and then come back here and yeah, see what's up. So yeah, I will just try to align it as best as I can with the center. I don't know if you saw as well, like when I did the extract, I actually went with my IS subdivisions, because I wanted to be sure I had like the maximum detail on that part. I didn't want to remesh something half detailed. And I know it's not like pretty or anything like that, but it's, for what I'm doing, it should be not so bad. So I'm gonna try with the same polygon, and I'll switch into symmetry and go for a ZRemesh. One other thing that I never remembers is like which side it actually, I think, it takes this side and projects it to the other side. So like at least like that, like we got like a symmetry. But one of the other thing that we can try out is like if you mask out, if you mask out this part, once again, it might not be like a new trick for you guys, but just for you know, is it this one? I'm just like trying to figure out like how it was working again. Okay, it's weird, like in my mind, like you could actually isolate one side and it would only like, yeah, it would only like reproject on the other side, like invert it. But I guess, like, you know, if you want to do that, then I guess you can go always, oops, I'll just go into the center of the let me just spawn the floor, not dynamic but floor, just to give an idea where the middle is. One day perhaps we'll have a coordinate in ZBrush. That would be neat. So I could just like input 0 with the center in the middle, and it would be in the center. Yeah, just to be cleaner, I'll just try to align it with this. So I'll go back and isolate because I don't need the rest of the body. Yeah, the thing I was about to say was, like, you know, if you wanna, let's just say you wanna symmetrize this side on the other one, then, you know, you can do like a mirror. And for you that wonders where's the mirror, it's in the formation mirror, like in the, right now it's on the x-axis, but yeah, if you got a different axis, you can just switch it up. So let's just say like I mirror it, and then I'll do a ZRemesh with it really needs like the symmetry, and right now you see like symmetry is off. So I wonder if I go oh I thought I didn't activate the local symmetry, but it's actually activated if I remove it. Oh, that's weird. It seems it doesn't change anything. Maybe just a little, but still, who cares? I'm gonna try it anyway. Yeah, you just need like your symmetry activated, and boom, that's it. You know, you got like your other side projected there. But yeah, the one I want to keep is like this one. So I'll go back like this. Do a ZRemesh. Okay. Right now, like I don't mind if I'm losing like a little bit of the detail, because some of the detail would be, you know, I'll just try to refine it a little bit more. But yeah, some of the detail I will just like redo them with booleans. You'll see later. It's gonna be awesome. We'll have some fun with the booleans. And once more, like, I don't know if well, you know, I say I don't know, but yeah, I actually do. like yeah, there's like many people that sculpt with that. So let's just say like, you know, that all I could definitely like go in and sculpt it like this, and I could, you know, spend so much time with my AccuCurve and move just to pinch like little points like that. Oof, it is so nice. And then try, you know, spend like hours to get that perfect corner. I think you get the point. But yeah, one of the thing I will do with the boolean, I'm just gonna show you a small preview because yeah, I missed you guys and I feel like I want to show new stuff, because yeah, if even if I was not streaming, I was still ZBrushing, so it's not like if I didn't do like nothing at all during those past weeks. So once more, if it can help someone, then I'm happy to share. I don't know what just happened. Okay, but yeah, the whole point. And yeah, you know, sometimes you can go like well, maybe not for this because it's like pretty deep, but sometimes like small surface detail you can go with, with an alpha, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, the thing is, like the alpha, it will just like push in, and you know, I know that like you can sharpen your alpha and all of that, but with real geometry, you can definitely like actually like I think I saw like in another software, like I can't remember if it was Modo or another one, but basically, you know, you could just change like the edge, the bevel, if you like. So the way I'm doing it is just like I will work on my, let's just say it's something like that, just scale it up a little bit more just to be sure I grab everything. But once more, it's not the end of the world if it's not perfect, because with live boolean we can readjust. So I'm just gonna show that in a few seconds. Right now, like one of the thing, like for this, like to keep it as a block, because right now, like one of the issues is like, you know, if I smooth it, everything will be round, and let's just say I want to keep it sharp. You can always, that's how I used to do it, like in you know, a few years ago. I would just like you know, put the smooth button off, and then I would subdivide, let's just say like 3 times, you know, every time it would change, and then I would activate the smooth and then divide, and then see, like now you got like those crisper edge. But the problem with that is like it's kind of destructive, because like to get that result, I feel like it's I don't know, you don't have like as much control with that you would think. So like many of you know, the crease is like one of the most badass thing ever. So basically, I'll usually like some people use like the crease by poly groups, which is like a really cool feature. But I tend to go like with the tolerance, which is actually the angle that it will actually polish. Well, not polish, but apply the creases. So let's just say like I'll go 45. And then like the crease level is like super important, because it's like you know, I want like the hard edge on subdivisions, let's just say like 1 to 3, and then after 3 I want like the crease to be removed to get like that smooth effect, a little bit like what we saw over here, but at least like it's controlled by this, you know. So, and you can isolate per in yeah. And the other thing is like the Z modeler. If I go in and then I pop the menu, there's like an insert, wait, there's a crease somewhere, a crease, see? So you can like manually put some creases, you know, everywhere that you want, where you want like a really sharp edge. So sometimes it might be like easier to do that instead of going in and doing like some kind of H polish that will, you know, deform the surface. But yeah, I'm sidetracking right now. If I go back to over here, I'll put like let's say like 3, and then, or maybe 2. and then I'll go crease, and you know, that's how I validate how it is. It seems 45 is a good thing. You know, sometimes you'll have like some of the creases in well, right now it's a cube, so it's pretty simple, but I mean, like, sometimes you'll get like complex part where some of the section won't have like any crease. So usually I'll play with the tolerance. I'll increase it or decrease it depending on which angle you actually go. So yeah, if you got like a wider angle, then you just increase it. And sometimes I'll just like play with this. Basically, I'll just like, let's just say like I'll put like 98 to a crease, and then if it doesn't give me like what I like, I'll just do like a uncrease all. Okay, are you still there, guys? I don't know why, like, I don't know if it's my connection. I was having like a hard time, but yeah, I was like talking about the creasing, and yeah, let's just say like 45 is a good one, and like I'll just fiddle with that, like input a value, try a crease. If it doesn't work, I'll increase all. Same thing with the crease level. I will play around with that. So now I can subdivide with the smooth on and see, like, now after level 2 it got removed. So, and once I'm happy with that, I'll go over here. I'll say, okay, I want like those live boolean transformation to start from this object and then go down. And right now, like, I got the choice of combine, I think it's subtract, and well, subtract inverted. So I'll go over here and I'll check my result right here. And right now, I think my cube, I'll just flip my cube. I don't know if I'm going to crash it with that. Oh no, it's still good. And I'll just go double faces. Yeah, like if you're wondering, like, because I'm using quite a bit of my buttons like in the UI. If at some point like you're kind of wondering, where's that button, is actually in the menu. Just say it in the chat. I will answer you. So yeah, I don't know really what's going on right now. Like, seems if I flip it back. Okay, but yeah, just for the example, I'll remove it. Yeah, I don't know really what's happening, but yeah, basically you get the idea. Like, I'm just gonna try to switch the mode just to see if it makes a difference. Whoa, what the hell happened? Oh, I don't know what happened, but he didn't like that. Yeah, usually it doesn't go like as bad as that, but okay, let me just retry quickly with a sphere. But I think you get the point. But still, I just wanna, since I started to show you the example, I just wanna go. But I'll really do it like a couple of times on this model, so no worries if. But yeah, just say I'll go with this, then that, then I'm in live boolean. What are the? I wonder if it's because my shape is actually open that it's not closing in. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah. Because usually it's like, you see it's like that, so you can just, I can still play around with my sphere, so I can modify, and it still, see, like it still keeps that sharp edge, so I'm not really worried. It's not like even if I smooth it, it will still keep that edge, because over here it's still like the same shape, you know, like a rounder shape works better, but I mean like this sphere, but I mean, yeah, it's just like you just put that primitive and then you play with it. You can play like this, or you can go play in live boolean, and then you just adjust your all, basically. And yeah, you know, so right now, like, I'm playing quite a bit with it, but you know, you get the idea with, like, if you put like really hard geometry, hard edges, and so, you know, you can just like put it in and then, you know, sculpt with it. So I'll go back to my piece. The shelves? Not sure which one you're talking about. Oh, the one in the back? The one in my webcam? Oh, you notice my new setup? Yeah, that's a 2018 setup, man. It's yeah, no, I mean, I didn't really invest. I just had like a couple of figures, and I felt, you know, maybe it would be nice to actually just do like a small backdrop. And I dig like into my boxes, and I had like old like McFarlane figures of Metal Gear Solid 2, still like in a shoebox, you know, collecting dust. So I said, yeah, why not bring them out? And at the same time, I wanted to you know, check something with design. With, you know, I just remember I had like those figures. So I was just like, oh yeah, they had like such a cool design. So I just wanted like to see some of the design ideas. Yeah, thanks. But it's not a mask. It's a it's a it's a bracket. It's a bracket that goes right over here. And yeah, sorry if I'm because like the reason I did is just because it's easier to work. But yeah, it's basically the for some reason, like, I completely forgot like those muscles, but like on the human body you got like those inside muscle that, you know, bring your leg, you know, if you wave, well, you know, let's just say you clap with your legs. It's kind of weird, but yeah, if you clap with your legs, that would be like the muscle that are like pulling. Oh yeah, yeah. But you know, I've just read, you know, like Speed Freaks about, you know, like spending so much time polishing a model. Man, you can't imagine like how much time I spend, like, you know, like polishing stuff, and before like I figured out like those tricks. I think it's all part of the process, and that's another thing, you know, like I think you need like to go through this and then realize, you know, how time consuming it is, and like basically, you know, see it as a, not a constraint, but like almost like an issue or a problem. You know, you just, you know, I like to do that, but it's so hard to polish it. Then that's from there that you start like thinking about solution. You know, how could I actually improve that process? And I think that's where, you know, like great techniques or workflow came from. Usually, you know, it was like a some dude or girl that, you know, at some point like they were struggling with something, and they were just like, oh man, I wish there was like a better way to do this. There must be something. And then that's, you know, starting to do your research, and then you find like, and sometimes it's as easy as somebody found something like that improved the process, and then, you know, and then you find another person that improved another process, and you're just like, oh, if I combine those two techniques, I'll get something really awesome. And for some reason, you know, maybe you're like the only one who actually had this issue or saw like those two techniques. So So yeah, so it's and at the same time it makes you like really appreciate like new new techniques, and how hard it can be using the H polish. I'm always like it doesn't look like it because I'm talking all the time, but since I've been spending like quite a bit of time on this model, I'm constantly trying to remember how it looked like in my mind. So sometimes I'll bring like some of the details back from the original design. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I did some details like that like somewhere else on the model, and I know it worked well. So yeah, sometimes I'll just try to bring those back. So I'm not like doing something too because like I got like a hard time explaining this, but it's just like if you just go like too random in your design, you might I don't know. I'm always afraid of getting like some kind of a in Quebec French we call it like a poutine. And by the way, in Thailand they got like a poutine as well. I don't know if like if in your city you got some, but I know that some Quebecers started like poutine over there, and basically it's just like fries with cheese and gravy. But yeah, basically what I mean by it looks like a poutine, it's just like it looks just like a with a melting pot of all kind of crazy detail, and sometimes it's just like creates like way too much of visual noise, and yeah, and that can be like a really bad thing because you'll lose like the whole focal point of your design and mesh, and like the interesting part, like the viewer is gonna look at it and it's just like, yeah, okay, I see like a lot of detail, but it's just like if I'm not blind, but like I can barely understand what's going on. I feel like the new Transformers are a little bit like that, like the movies from Michael Bay. Like they look like so cool, all the intricate parts, but at the same time when I look at them, it's just like I'm kind of overwhelmed with detail, and I would really like to spend like a bunch of time looking at every parts one by one, but all of them together is like it feels like it's too much for my senses. So yeah, earlier like I heard like a question about my if I use like the gizmo like over here, like the compared to the old one. To be honest with you, I use them both. Like you know like a mini artist at first when I was using the transpose tool, like I was like kind of a bit I had like a hard time like struggling, and I can't say I was like in love, but that's the only thing we had. And and if you want to pose like a model in ZBrush, it's not like if you could actually export the OBJ or pose it, or like you could, but it was always like kind of a hard process. So yeah, I got kind of used to it, and now like for some of the task I will use transpose, or some others like the just like scaling parts. Usually I rather like use the scale from the gizmo, but if I do a rotation, then I might use the transpose because I can put like the oops, I can put like the anchor point, basically the pivot point, like there, and then move around. So I feel like sometimes it's easier than I guess it's just like a question of a taste. But and yeah, I really wanted to try the gizmo that Damien forgot his last name, but the terrific guy that did the damn standard brush, he did like his own gizmo, and yeah, it looked pretty good. But yeah, at some point, that's the thing. Like, there's so many cool stuff coming out. I just saw like today, like one guy did like a. Sorry, by the way, if I'm like jumping around on different subject. I guess I'm pretty excited about this stream since it's been a few weeks. But yeah, like what I saw today is like that script tool for ZBrush to edit UVs in it. which I didn't try it out, but man, that was like something super cool. Something I think a lot of people were like waiting for. So yeah, I can't remember exactly the name of it, but who made that plugin? But I'll try to post it on my Facebook page. You know, like you see, like that. If you look for my, is it at the bottom of the page? No, I don't think so. But or maybe I'll post it on. Yeah, yeah. If you go look on Facebook for Giroux sculpt, like basically the same name you see from every social network that I got. You'll find like a art of Seb or something, and then on it, like usually I post like all my links of tools or new things that come out, like techniques, and it's like it's at first like I was doing it like mainly for me just to keep track of all the tools I wanted to check out or techniques, like almost like bookmarking on Facebook. I was doing it like on my own page, but yeah, after a while, like I got like family members and stuff like on my Facebook wall, so I guess people were like kind of tired of me, and I didn't know you could actually save posts. So yeah, I created like that art of Seb thing just to post my links so I could keep track of them. But yeah, at the same time, it's you know, it was like a good way to share with the rest of the people who are actually interested in that stuff without bothering the one that are not. So, am I going to detail? I think so. So are you guys are still sculpting like right now? Are you doing like any project, or you just like watching me saying all those crazy things? See, that's one of the things I'm not sure I'm gonna keep that. One of the things that I want like to keep remembering was would be that those things are they're human, and I want to have them like have a feel that they're like functional. So I'll put like some holes to put like a bolt. It's once more like I'm kind of refining and sketching at the same time. So you see, like right now, like those things, it's just like I'm kind of validating what I'm doing like in my design. But I know that all of that stuff, I will try to keep them like as much as I can, like with the ZRemesh and all. But for stuff that are like more cylindrical, it might be like a waste of time for some, but I will like replace them with a boolean later or an insert mesh. Because yeah, one of the reasons why I don't do it like right away is just it's for speed. When I sculpt, I I like to have the freedom to create as I go, and I want it to be quick, not time consuming, because like when I'm in the flow of creation, man, that sounds like so so not like me, but yeah, like basically when I'm in like in the zone, we'll just say say it like that. Maybe not like doing something nice, but at least you're like kind of zoning out, zoning in. Uh, yeah, I just want to do like something quick so I can experiment, and I want it to be like free and not actually like just feel like I'm just like man, I can't find my words. Just like applying my ideas right away. It's just like a sketch, all the time. So I just saw today that the ArtStation masterclass. Does any of you is planning to actually do some? I saw like Vitaly Bulgarov doing some, and I'm a huge fan of what he's doing and the whole mindset and everything. So I'll try to subscribe. But that's the thing, like it's not clear. But I think when you subscribe to one class, uh, well, I think you subscribe for the whole master classes for the one price. Basically, you get one ticket and it gives you access to everything. That's the thing. Like it wasn't clear, but because I even asked like at my HR at Ubisoft if if we could get access to those classes. But that's the thing, like he asked me, would it only be practical for you or other artists? And I was just like, probably other artists. And then I realized, oh wait, I think when you pay for one, you get them all. But I might be wrong. I need to investigate, unless you guys are aware of it. Okay. So one of the things that I did, usually like at home less, but at work a lot more, is like my scenes become like sorry, coffee break. My scenes in ZBrush become super heavy, like I think like the last character I worked at the office was like 15 gig for like the ZTL, and usually that happens like quite a bit when I use the noisemaker. I'm just like a huge fan of the noisemaker actually. Like it's I use like Substance at work, but and sometimes I bring some of the detail back in Substance, but I feel like sometimes like the detail don't come out as sharp as I want it to be. Like even using like the height map, I mean, or so yeah. Sometimes I would rather like just like bake as much as I can, like in my high res, and then if it doesn't hold up in my normal map, then I would bring it back in or like in engine with a detail map. But that's the thing, like right now in the engine, like the detail maps, I don't have like the choice of which detail. Well, basically I think we got like 2 or 3 or 4, I can remember the exact amount, but we can't like import our own because like of limited space or something. And yeah, because of that like I don't really, most of the time I don't really use the detail maps in engine. So I think we got a bracket. So whoops. Usually, you know, once more, like if you're kind of lost in my buttons, just say it. But okay, we'll try something then. Sometimes that works, like I'll delete my subdivision and then I'll try to reconstruct. Yeah, in that case it doesn't work because the topology changed so much, but it's alright. That's another trick that I do, and then that Damien, like from the Damien Standard, does the same thing, but I think that's a cool trick. Like basically I divide like 3 times, or 1 or 2 times, maybe only 1, sometimes it depends really on how heavy my mesh is, and then I'll freeze. For you that don't know what the freeze button does, it's just like it keeps in memory like all your subdivisions level, so it go back to levels subdivision level 1, and it keeps them like in like all the subdivision as projection in memory. So let's just say like I'll you know, I've done that, but wait, I'll show you like another trick while I'm at it. Before I do like my first, like I did my 3 subdivisions, and before I do my freeze, I'll just duplicate it and keep it as backup, and then I'll freeze. Yeah, that's how you should do it. And then maybe I'll go with half. I don't know what's the poly count of this. 87,000. Okay, so we'll go half, or maybe, yeah, we'll try half, and then I'll do my ZRemesher. And the reason why I use the free subdivision levels, it gives you pretty much the same thing as a projectile, but I find the free subdivision levels gives you far less artifacts when you uncheck the button. And what I like is just like you uncheck that button and automatically it will reproject all your subdivision with all that level like in memory, but on top of that new topology, instead of going, you know, once more, it's like it's little things, but like every time that you're like going down, you know, to project all, then, you know, I would like project and then divide and then increase the subdivision to the new subdivision and then reproject, and then I don't know, it feels like it's a lot of step. It's not like the end of the world, but it's just like if you can just have like quick and easy solution. So that's my new retopo, and I just like uncheck free subdivision levels. The reason why I bring my subdivisions up before I do my freeze is just because 99% of the time when I'm doing this, I know that I'm gonna go lower. Let's just say like my subdivision 1, I'm gonna go lower, like sometimes half or a third or a fourth of the polycount that I got right now. So I know that, you know, let's just say like I was like at 1000. Well, maybe I'll go with, I was like at 5000, and if I would actually reduce it to 1000, then it will, man, I just hope like I'm not losing you guys, but it's just like I'll need like more subdivision levels to bring back the same amount of detail that I had before the subdivisions, just because my subdivision level 1 is actually lower than the subdivisions I just had before the remeshing. I just hope I didn't lose you. See, artifacts. But yeah, it's another thing that sometimes I do as well is like to remove those. It's like, but that's another step. I'll just like undo those. And before I go to freeze, I'll do store morph target. So I'll redo all those steps. And what's more, it's like that's why, you know, sometimes you need like an issue to really solve this, because you're just like, okay, this doesn't work, I need to figure out like a new way to do it. And then you see like add like artifacts, and what happened like the last time I had artifact was just like, okay, you know, I got artifact, but is there a way, instead of going in with a smooth or a move, to actually, you know, resolve that? Like, is there like a more efficient way to do this? So the way I actually approached it was just like, okay, before I reproject it, it was okay, and then I did the projection, and those parts actually got super noisy. So what will I do? And I think it would work. If not, if it wouldn't work, I would probably just do my morph target at subdivision 1 and not at subdivision 3, because I don't know with all that ZRemesh and reprojection if it will still keep everything in, because right now I still like it's still in store. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, okay, he killed it. Okay, because I got this thing called the morph brush, which won't work. I'll just retry like a last time, and if it doesn't work, then I'll freeze it, and once I'm in freeze mode, then I will store it right there and then remove it. Oh yeah, you learned quite a bit in the stream, Speed Freak. That's cool. It's that's the thing. Like, it's even if you work like well, I find it for myself. Like, even if I work like professionally, like in a studio with like in a big team of other character artists, it's not like if we're like all the time behind like someone else like shoulders looking at everything that he does, and it's just like, oh yeah, but you shouldn't do that way, or you know, how do you do that, or you know, we're not like we're sharing, but we're not sharing that much. So sometimes like watching a stream, seeing someone that does it, and the fact that you can ask live what is all about, I think that's an awesome way to yeah, for some reason it seems like every time I'm applying like a projection, and it actually frees the stream. So is it still working? But yeah, sorry for the lag, because I'm like checking from time to time the stream at the same time, like on the page, just to be sure like I'm not like just talking and then losing everybody at the same time. And for some reason, like what? Okay, I think I just sorry. I think I just did a freeze, did a morph target, but I completely forgot to remesh. Yeah, right now it's I hope it's not like too much of a nightmare for you guys to actually follow me on this stream, because of all the lagging and cutting out and everything. I apologize for that because yeah, my PC is like pretty old. I know that I'm saying it like every stream, and everybody must wonder like what will you do about it? And yeah, it's, you know, I'm in the process of gathering part. Like I'm gonna build like a new rig, and yeah, it's just like, bear with me. I just want to build like something that will be like basically crazy. Well, you know, like decent enough that I can push it as much as I would like to. Because even at the office, I got like, yeah, I pretty much kill my ZBrush every time that I'm sculpting with those 15 gig files. And yeah, there's like many other things that I want to try, but I need a strong PC to do that. Okay, so how does it look? 39. Okay, we'll try 5 and we'll see. The reason why I want to subdivide it to be more low is because since we're going hard surface with this, I want really strong angles. And yeah, it's see, now it's starting to come together. The reason why I go like progressively is like I want to see like the detail remaining, and I don't want to be so aggressive that I'm like losing everything. I'm just like almost like going down with caution. So yeah, sometimes that happens. Like basically I subdivide it like this, and I'm just like, oh no, I think it's still way too high, and it's not sharp. I want something sharp. I know I'm asking a lot, but sometimes, you know, once more, I got like so many things that I like to do. Sometimes I will just try the polish by features or a crisp edge. No, it's features. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and if not, then sometimes I'll play around with the clay polish over here, and every time I'm getting lost in the settings. Okay, we'll try with that. Okay. See, sometimes it can give you something efficient to work with, but once more, like oops. You can play around in those if you like, just to try to get the result that you like. But yeah, for me, like it's I'm wasting too much time doing this. So what I'll do, since now it's like in symmetry, I'll go to Z, and I got max. That's another thing. I used to be like a big self-image user, and even like to this day, like it's like one of, if it's not like my favorite like a primitive box modeling, I don't know how you call it these days, but like my favorite 3D package to model by point pushing. And yeah, the main reason why I stopped using it was mainly because, wait, did it work? Was just because of production. Like the production that I ended up on were not using Softimage. They were like using Maya or Max. So basically I learned both softwares like Maya and Max for production for the needs. And yeah, and along the way I found like some of the cool you know, tricks or stuff that, you know, like Maya could do and Max couldn't, or it was like easier to do. And that's the thing, like with Ubisoft, like they got, I think, like a deal with Autodesk, where they can get like pretty much all Autodesk softwares So I just asked like to install them all like on my computer. So yeah, so I just bounced back from one to the other. It's just like over here I didn't get the chance to, I'm not sure, was there like a GUI for ZBrush? Maybe I should have checked. But since the software is no more, no longer supported by Autodesk, I guess it's not the case. Okay, so I don't know if it's what I'm gonna show you is like how I do my retopology. I don't know if it's like the best tool for it. I try like Topogon and even 3D Coat, and I mean they're great tools. And what I like about Topogon is like they're updating quite a bit, and they're only focusing on this, you know, like a software specifically for that. Got a hard time with selection. Okay. Damn, my object is like so small. That might be why I got like a hard time picking it. Can I change the scaling of that scene? Meters? And if I guess I'll need like to close it down, and yeah, that's annoying. That's one of the small things that I do, like I don't know why I didn't do that for this, but oh man, it's like super small. Well, whatever, I'll try to do it at that size anyways. But yeah, nowadays like what I do is it's just like I got this space mesh with the right scale, like unit scale, like that I did like import like in Maya or ZBrush or Max, doesn't matter, but like with the right matrix, and I import it into ZBrush before I start my scene, so at least I know like the scaling is actually right. Viewport clipping. Put. Yeah, I'm just doing this so it's not like cutting to the camera is not cutting to. Okay, so what I'll do would be like this: free form. Oh yeah, okay. I just read about you know, Topogon. Like I thought they were like updating it like quite often, but since I don't use it that much, it's I'm not like super aware of it. But I had the feeling like they were like kind of efficient at updating it, but yeah, maybe not. Okay, so I'll just remove those subdivisions. Man, the time is flying by. I didn't check, like, was there somebody after me? See, like, another thing that I didn't check was I needed something more high res. Usually, like, when I do retopo like that, I try like not to go like that's specifically what max, but I try not to go over 300,000, because more than that, then max start, you know, like be super choppy. And okay, so once more I'm just going to do see-through so I can see my polygon, and then okay, So since this object is in symmetry, of course I will just do a topology on one side, and yeah, the whole idea of this is like trying to keep the whole everything as low as possible, because I want to keep like nice lines, like cutting lines. Sometimes like for this, like even if I did like some, you know, you see like holes and all, like I'm taking mental notes on, okay, you know, this part I'll go in later with a boolean, so right now I'm just gonna cap it, because that sketch had like the purpose of telling me, okay, like design wise does it work well or not. But once I'm happy with the design, then I'll know what I'll have to do. So that's why like it's kind of a multi-purpose sketch. Go see if there's like a bump. Yeah, forgot that I did that. Once more, like I think I'm just gonna add like a boolean on this afterwards. I'm not sure I get it. You can't never make 2D. You want to make the tool? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Or use the tool? Yeah, that's like, because right now like I'm only using hotkeys, and it always sets up far from the mesh. Really? Yeah, even if you pick like surface and extract, and well, not extract, but you know, surface, and then you pick the surface you wanted to sculpt on. Because to be honest, which is the first time I hear about that. Never had like issues about it. Of course, it's always, you know, one of the annoying part is like the, you know, when you create like your new mesh, just like I did with the plane, and usually if you don't do it like on the ground, like it just like goes like somewhere far in the galaxy, far away, and you need like to bring the mesh back, which I find like completely silly. But and you know, Softimage and Maya never did that, so whatever. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, like I never really had like any issue of meshes. Well, one of the things that can be annoying is like if you got, you know, topology like this in the back, and then let's just say like I click right over here, but like on the opposite you got like another vertex. It will take that vertex and then snap it to the surface in front, which yeah, sometimes it can be like quite annoying, but I think the ignore back facing is actually preventing a lot of this. But yeah, even with that on, like sometimes I still had like this issue. So yeah, like another trick is like, you know, let's just say like I want to do a topology and I want to go with that piece, and right now I got like an angle, and I'm just like, oh man, now I'm gonna do this like that, and that like this, and I don't know, it feels like, you know, it's hard to make something straight. So what you can do is just like you extract, basically I just construct a bridge, then I remove this, then you know, that's it. Now it's standalone. And of course, you know, right now I'm doing the topology for that, but I might do a boolean, because once more, if I do like a retopology manually with that bit over here, and we got the same thing repeating on those two, then it won't be the same thing. So that's why I usually try to go loose with how I do my retopology. I don't want to have something that fits perfectly, and because I know I'm gonna manipulate it. afterwards. So I hope it makes sense, and you guys are not like too lost in the way I think. It might be like crazy a little bit, but yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's, you know, I love to see like other workflows, but you know, most of the time, like, there's some stuff that I just like adapted it and make it my own, because I feel it's like the way I think and sculpt it's easier for me to or like more natural to go with that approach. So but once more, it's like I'm so far from being like a great or a perfect art surface artist. You know, I'm trying constantly to figure out new ways, and I'm the kind of guy that likes to have like many tools in his toolbox. So if I actually want to do something, I like to have like more than one technique to approach it. So if something fails, then I have like a backup plan. Backup plan is always good. No, I'm in Max right now. It's yeah, it's I'm doing a retopology on top of ZBrush, because yeah, there's like topology tools in ZBrush, but it's I don't find it as good as well, not as good. It's more like I'm not efficient enough with them, that I would rather like go over here, do a quick retopo like I'm doing right now, and then go back. Yeah, Paul, sorry for that. I know that you're on the stream for watching ZBrush, but at the same time, I think you guys should saw like other ways to do the same result, and like mixing it up. I think that's one of the key things. I mean, there's so many softwares and so many great things. It's just like there's no reason to. I'm not really like into that old. Or so you're like a Maya guy or you're a Max guy, whatever. It's just like whatever, man. It's just like I'm just trying like to go with the best tool that I can find, and I don't really care on, you know, on which type of user I am or which software does the best job. I mean, they're all great at different things, and I mean, if you get access to all of them, there's no reason to. Of course, like, it's more time consuming to go and learn all of them, but you know, if you got the time and you know, patience to actually go through each of them, I think it can be really beneficial. So yeah, I just you know, showing like the way I approach art surface with ZBrush. I use like the Z modeler, but you'll see later for which reason. Usually it's like for quick fixes, and yeah, like I was mentioning before, like in my workflow is changing every day. So right now I'm using Max to do it, but who knows? At some point I will probably and yeah, it's I will yeah. If I find something better, then I will use it. So yeah, feel free, guys, if you got like any suggestion or stuff that you know, you think I should take a look at, please feel free to say it. I got this list like this backlog list of stuff I need like to investigate, and you know, like Fusion 360 is clearly on my list, and I see that, you know, Vitaly Bulgarov is using a lot of the Moy 3D, which is another thing that it's like clearly on my list. I hear like it's a nightmare to retopo, but you know, sometimes there's stuff that are just like a nightmare to retopo anyways, so like, you know, in there or elsewhere. So but yeah, I'd like to see what it has to offer. So if I'm in France, no, I'm in Quebec, Canada. Actually, I'm in Quebec City. But yeah, I do got the French accent, the accent. So yeah, now you know my secret. Sometimes when it's late at night, it wants to come out. I change it to a French werewolf. Yeah. So where are you from? Okay, nice. Represent. Oh yeah, beefcake. Yeah, but I used to be in Montreal for 10 years. I just moved to Quebec like 2 years ago. So yeah, it's I wanted to buy a house and it was like way too expensive in Montreal. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna be it. I just thought I'm going like way over like 10. So yeah, I'll maybe for next time I'll try like to finish this retopo and leave it like that. So next time that we catch up, like next Thursday, we'll we'll just see like the rest of the process. So I enjoy like the session with you guys. I hope to see you next Thursday and keep it cool. Ciao ciao. Have a good week.